Welcome to this edition of Pets on Parade. I'm Jackie Williams, and we're glad that you could join us again this month. With us today, we have two great people. Sarah Fisher, of course, from the Humane Society, is here again. And we have Karen Maxwell. Karen is a volunteer, almost a super volunteer, yes, here at the Thrift store. And we're going to talk to Karen in just a minute. But first, Sarah, I want to talk to you because you said that the adoptions are really up. Yes. And that actually we only have 3 cats here at the thrift store today. Mm-hmm. So tell us what's going on.
So it's holiday season, and we had a Home for the Holidays program, which pretty much I think 90% of our animals got adopted from that program. That program, basically, people foster animals for 2 weeks during the holidays, and of course they fall in love. So it's been an amazing program, and on top of it, adoptions just have been up. People are coming in, they're loving our animals, and they're adopting. And so we have been arranging transports from other shelters to help other shelters that are overwhelmed with animals, and we're bringing them into our shelter and finding them a home from there.
Yeah, that's terrific. Now, just recently, Betty White died.
Yeah.
And there was a national program to have people donate in her memory to local animal shelters. How did you do with that program?
Spectacular. I mean, I was so surprised. Our goal was $1,500, and we raised well over $5,000. And I think just nationally, from what I've heard, she's raised over millions and millions of dollars for the animals. It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. It was a nice program. It was easy to do. I donated on your website.
Oh, thank you.
It was really easy. So
yeah, it's quick Facebook shares, and it was simple, and we raised over $5,000. I was just blown away.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you guys ought to do it next year too.
Me too.
Sarah, you were talking about another program. Mm-hmm.
Save a Sato. Yeah, so we just partnered with a shelter in Puerto Rico, and it's called a Save a Sato program. So we regularly get in dogs from Puerto Rico, and we put them up for adoption. So just last week, we got in 12 adorable pups, and a lot of them have been adopted already. So that's going to be an ongoing thing at our shelter.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dogs from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That's really great. All right, let's turn to Karen here, because Karen is a super volunteer.
She's super duper volunteer.
Thank you.
You have, as I understand it from Sarah, you have over 1,000 volunteer hours. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been involved as a volunteer.
Well, I started in 2015 here at the North Thrift store, which is just north of the Roosevelt Bridge on US 1. And we have another store south of the Roosevelt Bridge. But I've been working at this one because it was close to my house and convenient. And it's been a really wonderful experience. I enjoy it very much.
Now, I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about the thrift store later. But the question that comes to my mind, number one, do you have a pet? And number two, why choose to volunteer with animals?
Well, unwanted, homeless, abandoned, and injured animals is kind of my passion. And what I liked about working here is that everybody, no matter what aspect of the store or the shelter they're in, we're all like-minded. And so I immediately found this group of people that we got along, we believed in the same things, we had fun together. And so when I retired, it seemed like a good fit for me to give back. And I enjoy it and have expanded the different types of jobs that I do. Mm-hmm. And I encourage anybody who's got an afternoon each week that they can volunteer. That's a great way to give back to the community.
Sure. Now, you didn't answer. Do you have a pet?
That's a funny question. I get that all the time. And people say to me, oh, I could never work there. How do you do it? It would break my heart. But, you know, the truth is the alternative is much, much worse. They're loved, they're cared for, they get medical attention. So in that regard, it's really a wonderful organization. Regarding my own, I know my cat's gone. I don't have a dog, but I am the dog whisperer. So I take everybody's dog who's on vacation or too elderly to walk their dogs in the neighborhood, and I take them for walks and babysit and feed them. And so I'm busy all the time with dogs, and I don't even own one.
Well, you know what? I heard today that they have 3 cats that are in here, so you
Okay.
might think about a cat
I
again.
will.
Karen, talk just a little bit about the thrift store itself. What kinds of things go on here? What kind of jobs are
That's
available?
the important one. So it's a fully functioning store that carries literally all kinds of clothing, household goods, and it's just absolutely surprising. In addition to clothing, purses, linen, home goods, lamps, we have furniture, things for children like games, books. We have some very wonderful donors, and they give us some very nice jewelry. So we have records, DVDs, electronics, you name it, we have it. If it's in, good condition or mildly used, clean, we will almost take anything. Bicycles, wheelchairs. And any day you come here, we have different inventory. So there's a lot going on. And regarding the jobs that are available here, it's everything that makes a store run. Everybody just sees the cashiers and the things neatly hanging on the shelf. But, somebody has to come out and put the products out, make sure they're neat and clean, help the customers. In the back, where I'm working now, we get the raw material, gets donated, comes in, we sort through it, we price it, we hang it, and bring it out. So there's a lot going on, and there's really something for everybody.
Sure. You mentioned something earlier that if someone, particularly a young person, is interested in retail, this is a great place to learn about the retail business.
Yes, if you're a young person and you're looking to get your hours towards graduation and you want to build your resume, you can come in here and you can be a cashier, you can work in customer service, you can help in the retail side of it, in the packaging side of it, the incoming. So there's a lot you can add to your resume that you would never have this opportunity to do if you worked for, say, a big store on the outside.
Right. Cool. Sir, let me come back to you. What do the thrift stores mean to the Humane Society?
They help us run. All the proceeds that we get from these sales go directly back to the animals in our care. So it is a huge asset, and we have, the 2 stores. So it's amazing, and it helps keeps our lights on, and it helps with medical care and everything.
Just since you do have 2 stores, mention where this store is located and where your other store is located.
Okay, so this store, as Karen mentioned, it is on US 1. It's right next to Goodwill. Actually, it's Once Upon a Child now, and it's next to Restore, and it's close to Jensen. And our other store is the Central Thrift Store. It's on US 1, right next to the Southern Pig and Cattle and Pet Supermarket.
Okay, Karen, before we close, we're going to come back to you. What's the most important thing that you get out of being here?
For me, it's what we are doing for the animals. The amount of work that is involved in taking an animal in, evaluating it, meeting its medical needs if there are any, and many are. They're strays. We don't know much about them. We have to evaluate them. We have, medical people. Some of them need services. They need medication. Then, once we determine that they're available for adoption, we go out, we continue to evaluate them. We have volunteers that sit with them, help to train them. We have trainers on staff, and we do everything step by step that we can do to make that dog adoptable and to be a good fit in a family home safely and, medically. So much comes when you adopt an animal at the Humane Society, and Sarah can probably tell you more. This animal has had its shots. It's been microchipped. It's been evaluated. Neutered, spayed, yeah. So everything, yeah.
Well, Sarah, I think you're really lucky to have Karen.
Oh, very lucky.
She truly is a super volunteer.
Yes, she is.
I truly believe in this mission. So much effort goes directly to the animal. It's not like organizations you hear about. We try to do as much as we can with less and put most of the emphasis on the animals themselves. So we really hope that people will come to our stores because even though we only have cats here, we have cats here, everything that we take in goes to all the animals.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us today. It was really interesting talking with you.
Thank you.
And we're going to take a look at some of those animals in just a minute. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We've got 3 cats. Welcome back. We're in the cat condo here.
Yeah,
Is
cat
that it?
area, yep.
Now, you only have 3 because you've adopted out almost all of them, which is great. That's good. Thanks, guys, for adopting. But tell us about, you've got some things coming up. Before we talk about the cats, talk about that.
Okay, we actually have our biggest event of the year. It's on March 6th. It's a Sunday, and it's from 6 to 9 p.m. It is our Paws and Claws Gala, and the theme this year is country, cats, and dogs, which is so much fun, and that is presented by the Catsman Foundation. And actually, Karen, you went there one year.
Yeah, I did.
What do you think
Talk about it.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. They start out with a live auction. There's great food, appetizers, dinner, dancing. If you go, be prepared to have a great time and stay up late.
Okay.
There's always surprises. One year we even had mermaids there, which was so much good fun.
Okay, so it's always fun.
Yes,
Paws and Claws, give us the date again.
March 6th.
And if you're interested, who should you contact?
They can contact Courtney Zanetti or Debbie Greer. They can also go on our website, hstc1.org/events, and it has everything that they can sign up from there.
Perfect. Okay, Paws and Claws.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about these cats. We have 3.
Yes.
Who's the first one?
I say the first one would be Hope. She's the one that's running around all over. She's 5 years old, and she is one of our longest kitty residents. Her owner sadly and suddenly passed away. She lived with another cat. She is picky about her cat friends here, but we think that if someone does have another cat at their home, as long as the other cat's respectful and keeps their distance with her, she will be fine with living in a home with a respectful kitty. So she has tons of energy. She loves to run around and play and meow at you, and she loves her wet food, and she really needs a home. It's been a very long time she's been here.
Okay, so that's Hope.
Yep.
She's 5.
Yep, she's 5.
Okay, who's next?
Next, we have Marlin. Marlin is 10 years old, which means her adoption fee is waived. And she has a sad story. She came in with another cat, and the owners have had her as, since she's been a kitten, and they were moving, and they couldn't take the 2 kitties with them. So she does get along very nicely with other cats, and she is what the volunteers say, she's a lap cat. So yes, she's very calm and loving.
Okay. I noticed that you have a sign on the door to the cat area that says all cats 7 and older are free.
Yes. Yep, we have sponsored adoptions for any cats or dogs that are over 7 years old, free.
Perfect. Okay, now we got one more cat.
Yes.
The other 2 were really good.
Yes.
Okay, who's our third cat?
Our third cat is Nala. She's also really, really good. She is 5 years old, and in her previous home, she lived with a dog and a cat. And she is also very shy here. She's just starting to come out of her shell, and she really could use a loving home.
Okay. So we have 3 cats. I'm disappointed that, my first show back after COVID, there's no dogs, but
no.
that's okay. But we're glad that you have the 3 cats. You're going to have more cats coming into the shelter.
By
So
next week, yep.
if you're interested in cats, come on out to the shelter and see what's going on. And you're going to have more dogs. So if you're interested in a dog, come on out.
And I also just want to plug in a dog that's been at our shelter for over a year, well over a year now. Her name's Lexi. She's a German Shepherd. She is young and she is beautiful and she loves all types of people. She's been with us for so long because she has megaesophagus, which basically she has to sit up and be fed in a Bailey chair, which is adorable if you've seen it. She sits up and she sits with our staff during lunch every day. They feed her 3 times a day. It takes 30 minutes, and she can eat and drink water. If she doesn't have that Bailey chair, she will throw everything up. So she has to be able to sit upwards. So if anyone has a really special heart for dogs like Lexi, she's basically been raised in our shelter. She's only a couple years old. So she really would love a home, and she does prefer to be the only dog in the home.
Okay. I think it's wonderful that you have kept her for a year. There's a controversy about no-kill shelters and to keep a
She's
special
happy.
needs dog.
Our staff loves her.
Yeah. Well, good for you guys. All right. Well, we're glad that you could join us again this month. It's been fun. We hope you'll join us again next month. I'm Jackie Williams for MCTV. Remember, take care of all of those pets out there.